I've only seen my dad cry once before this, and that was at my brother's funeral.
Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to talk about Welcome to Plathville, the most recent episode where Kim and Barry separate and the kids don't really seem to notice or care very much that Kim is gone. I have some opinions about Kim Plath, and I'll keep most of those to myself because they're not very nice and I don't want to come off as unnecessarily petty or bitchy. You know, as a mom, as a former angsty teen who relied heavily on parental emotional support, I have some thoughts on Kim, and let's just say I'm not a fan. Not a fan. So Kim has dipped out on the family. She's been bouncing between their various rental properties as what, a squatter? Do they not have other people renting those properties right now? I don't know. And this is all while she is a stay-at-home mom and she has several school-age children still at home that need to be homeschooled. While this would absolutely rock my world if this happened to me as a child, as a teenager, as an adolescent, I cannot help but notice how well the kids are taking Kim's absence and how pretty unfazed they are by her leaving. And Barry is responsible for child rearing as well, but he is working full time and they've chosen to have Kim stay home and they've chosen to go the homeschooling route. So this is just baffling to me.
So the current situation is now Kim, she's not at home sleeping. She's separated herself, so she's at the rental properties. Last night, I sat down with the children privately just to let them know that Kim and I are separating. It's interesting now, this change in things where you two are working so much.
Ever since Dad first told me about my parents' struggles, my dad and I just talk more, communicate more, and also just share more. It's amazing having a dad who not only is interested in what you're doing and all that, but is really supportive and proud of you too. These last few weeks, when I come home on my lunch break, I help them a lot on their school.
Thanks for helping out with certain curricula items that are needed.
The song was up with my mom and dad, but even before my dad said anything about it to me, because my mom's been gone a lot, and that's pretty much just how it still is. I feel like we're all doing pretty good.
There's a lot of blanks, and I'm still asking, why?
As of now, I have no answers to why this is happening. I haven't really talked to my mom. It's just been really encouraging and amazing watching you through all this. I'll just never be able to tell you how much I love you. It takes a real man to cry.
Yeah. I'm just really touched when I'm talking with children and letting them know I love them, and then to see their response. It's just the best feedback, that you can get from your children, because they're so supportive.
Isaac, you can
Come on, Isaac. Come on. Just knock my glasses all over the place. There we go. Who's getting squished?
Do you guys remember in the first episode of this season, she's like tooling around town in her car and she's lamenting her marriage to Barry. And Barry calls and wonders, are we going to have spaghetti again for dinner tonight? And she was like, oh, have Amber whip up the meat for tacos. Amber is 12 years old. If Amber wanted to help out with dinner, that's one thing. Giving your kid a task like setting the table to help with dinner, totally understandable. Making them solely responsible to feed half a dozen people, that is too much. I've talked about this before when it comes to sister wives, but we see parentification of children in families this large. It's not okay, but it is quite common. It's really sad because this happened to Hosanna. Hosanna did not appear on the show. When Hosanna grew up and married off, then Lydia took over that role. Now that Lydia is working full time, it's falling to Amber. And as there's less people in the house, you would think it would be easier for Kim to maintain the home, but she seems to be abandoning her duties even more and leaving 3 very impressionable daughters at home that will grow up with no mom and no schooling. Lydia, who is working full-time, says that she comes home on her lunch break and tries to pop in and make sure that the girls are doing their schoolwork. Kimberly, what the fuck? Additionally, both Lydia and Isaac say that they're working full-time. Lydia is 18, I believe. Isaac is like 16 or 17. I guess they should just be grateful that Kim has not kicked them out yet. Hopefully the kids are saving all their money. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it's absolutely unbelievable to me how unfazed these kids are by Kim's absence, because I just know that me as a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, shoot, an 18-year-old, I would be totally devastated. One, if my parents separated, and two, if my mom just decided to dip out when I still have like algebra to do. Kim certainly isn't winning any hands-on parenting awards, but she certainly decided to have a say, you know, when she was kicking Mariah out of the house, or when she was going through Lydia's phone, or when she's meddling in Ethan and Olivia's marriage. So we've seen her active in her kids' lives in all the wrong ways. Mariah also talks about in either season 2 or season 3 how she felt like she was educationally neglected and not prepared for the real world, certainly not prepared for college. So if Kim's not cooking and cleaning, because that's Lydia and Hosanna, and she's not educating her kids because they're vocalizing how ill-prepared they are for the real world, what is she doing all day? And what is she doing now that she feels like she's just, you know, she's so exhausted from the 20 years of child rearing she's done? Last season, I called Kim diabolical, and I think that that's probably the nicest thing I have to say about her. Her actions are purely in her own self-interest. I have no doubt that the path that they chose, this way that they've chosen to raise their children, is exhausting. You know, the homeschooling, they've chosen to heavily restrict technology, and even their diets are heavily restricted. They're not supposed to have sugar, etc. It should be very hands-on, even though it's not. As soon as the girls in the family, and the family is mostly girls, they take over the household duties, and it seems that that age is 12, as we see Amber being tasked with cooking dinner. What exactly is Kim doing all day? What was she doing all day? Because in previous seasons, we've seen Lydia cleaning the rental properties, getting them ready to be occupied again. What is Kim doing? Now she has this dance studio, but the dance studio isn't even open yet. And honestly, how time consuming is this dance studio? Is she going to be teaching every class? Not only do I wonder what is she doing all day, but what is she doing all day that she needs to be out of the house during the day? She could be home teaching her kids and still be separated from Barry because Barry works all day. Separating from Barry doesn't mean separating from your kids, Kimberly. When Kim and Barry lost their son, they endured a tragedy that sometimes ends marriages. The whole situation was an unimaginable trauma. I suppose I am a little shocked that Kim seems so blasé and so over Barry at this point in time, when it seems that during her darkest hour, a time in her life that was extremely devastating for the whole family, it seemed Barry was there for her through all of that. And this was something that especially frustrated me last season with Kim, is that she seemed so okay with pushing her children away, ostracizing them from her and from the rest of their siblings, when all of them have endured and experienced this loss. I think the two that were ostracized the most were Ethan and Mariah. Ethan because he's married to Olivia, and Mariah because Mariah is everything Kim wished she could have been. Made me really sad that this family endured this tragedy, and instead of drawing them closer to each other, Kim is pushing them away and pitting them against each other. And now Kim is just gone. I wonder if this is preferable for the remaining Plath kids that are living at home. Instead of kicking my siblings out, maybe if mom is the one that's gone, then at least I have my brothers and sisters. We see in the next episode, I think it's Amber tells Kim that since she wants to separate from Barry, that she should be the one that leaves. And I cannot wait to see her kids stand up to her. I think it's going to be such an amazing episode. But you guys, let me know what you think of this most recent episode down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.